Hello, everybody. I got so excited. I was trying to get my camera straight up and down. It feels a little tilted to me, but these joints, these GoPro type joints you have to use a wrench to do them, and it's so tricky. So while I'm trying to get my camera straight, it was 3:04 and I have 1 minute to get online. I happened to glance and see Susan's name on the chat list. Well, in my little pea brain, I'm going crazy. Whoa, Susan's here today, but I'm trying desperately to get this stupid wrench thing on the joint so I can straighten up the camera and come online. So, don't take my blood pressure right now. I guarantee you it's a little high. I got very, very excited. I did a funny thing and tried to make a flamingo necklace. It doesn't quite work the way I thought it would, but this is just for fun because you know how I love my flamingos on here. And then in January, I'll be going to the Myrtle Beach Quilt Party, which is all about flamingos. So I thought I would have it just to have fun with it. But I'll show you how I made it more later. But my mind is blown. Susan Smith is here, and I can't believe it. I'm so excited. So anyway, now I'm going to put my glasses on and come see who else is here. And because I'm so happy to see y'all. Oh, don't. Be careful what you wipe your glasses with. If it was a tissue that had hand lotion on it, it's not really good for your eyeglass clarity. So, but I'm so excited. Let me see all who is here. Okay, looks like the first person is Lisa. Hi, Miss Lisa. And then Marcia. And let's see. And I can't believe Susan Smith is here. Laura is here. Hi, Laura Rylander. And then let's see who else. Kathy Klein. Hi, sweetheart. Boy, it is good. Alberta's here from Alabama. Okay. Charlene, wonderful to see you, hon. Barbara Smith is here. Oh, thank you, Susan, for urging the thumbs up. I appreciate that. Beverly is here. Hi, sweetheart. And Beverly, this is your second time that I have mentioned your name. So if you would like to join we have a groups IO where once this is over, then we have a group where we can chat and post our photos. And we have Jitsi talks that I forgot to make it to yesterday. I'm so sad because I was looking forward to that this month. And then, but anyway, if you send me an email at ourtimetoquilt@twc.com, I will send you an invitation. All right. Oh, look who is here. Miss Patricia from Nova Scotia. Miss Carol. This is great. It's so good to see everyone. That is wonderful. Yeah, Barbara Smith is in our group already. Barbara, did you? I thought, yeah, Barbara joined, but Beverly is one I'd like. Oh, okay. Oh, going to go look at houses. Ooh. Is this houses to put on your land? Oh, that's great. Yeah, Barbara already joined, so I'd like to invite Beverly Hickey if she would like to join us from Louisiana. All right. It is so good to see all of you. Yes, and Miss Barbara Smith, Nikki is here. Oh, gosh, I've missed my Nikki. I've got some things to mail you too, and I think there are 2 more other prize winners back from July, and I haven't even mailed anything yet. I have been terrible. I I really have. I've been a little discombobbled, but I'm going to pull it together because you know what? The holidays are coming up and I've got to know what I'm doing by then. So anyway, all right. Well, speaking of Miss Barbara is the reason that we did our Thursday night comeback early, and we did bead paper and fabric bead palooza Thursday night, and I hope everyone enjoyed that. Thank you, sweetie. Oh, I hope you enjoyed it. And I'm a little unprepared for today because I spent all my energy on Thursday night. So, oh wow. So Barbara and Susan Smith have a location in common. That's always neat. So, uh, oh, hi, Diane 57. I didn't see you from before. If I missed anyone else saying hi, I apologize because you all mean so much to me and I want to make sure everybody gets a big hello. So, but we had fun Thursday night. I covered everything about bead making that I could think of. And so if you've ever been curious, what would it be like to make paper beads? Would I like it? Whatever. You can look at Thursday night. And I'm going to make the same caveat that I did Thursday night. If you want to be a professional bead maker, then go and look on YouTube and you'll find wonderful people who are very much perfectionist. I mean, their beads are rolled and they're so even and so perfect. That's not what I do. I use junk mail and have fun. So there is a difference. But speaking of bead making, Thursday night after, or no, it was last Friday night, Mark opened some mail and he said, "Ooh, I've got some safety paper for you." Because yes, in our house, we get excited about junk mail envelopes. And look at this safety paper that he had in his mail. And I said, "Ooh, that is striking. I've never seen this one before." And I think it's going to be beautiful. The beads, once they're finished and sealed, I think they'll be beautiful with either black little beads or silver. And so that's going to become a necklace. But it was funny because all the different beads I made all kind of go with this neutral charcoal and taupey kind of feeling. But it's funny how all the ones that I made kind of have a nice palette. A quilt made of these colors would be right nice too. So I just thought I would show you. Yes, she loves making her beads. And someone asked me, what am I going to do with all of them? Honest to goodness, I think I'm going to turn them into necklaces. I don't need that many necklaces, but somebody else might appreciate it. And if you think about it, there are people out there who get excited about reusing, repurposing things, and this is the ultimate repurposing. So, oh, you liked it? Oh, good. I just tried to cover things like what do you do if, how do you handle this? Things like how do you call the amount of junk mail so you don't end up in a trash pit, and it's like calling it's very important because it's not your obligation to keep it out of the landfill. This is something we do for fun, and the fact that it does that and keeps some things out of the landfill is always good. But paper products to me are a whole lot more benign to the environment than plastic. So Linda Ramos is here. Hello. And Linda and Lisa are sisters. So it's so, so nice. So anyway, I put the block 8 on the site already. And so that's good. But block 8, I was sitting here trying to be very fast. I didn't make it. So I'm going to make at least a quarter of the block. I've got an A and a B ready soon as I put the final piece of fabric here. And I'll show you this week's block. I had hoped to have block 8 fully made and to have some of the blocks put in the sashing. For some of you who might not have seen last week's show, this is the fabric that I'm using for the sashing and border. And then it makes sense when you see the colors I used. It pulls it all together. This was the first fabric I chose. And doing that is called your focus fabric. So this is the fabric that catches your eye, and then you choose companions for it. So let me see what I was showing. Oh, see you, Nikki, sweetheart. So, and you know what? I don't know about y'all, but Thursday it was 85. Today we'll be lucky if it's 65. My feet are cold. When you have a basement room like this, your feet get cold when that weather changes. But what a temperature drop. The wind picked up yesterday, was blowing up a storm, and blowing up a storm. And sure enough, the front came through. And so that's a big drop. So I better take good care of myself. I usually get colds when it does that. But anyway, it's so chilly that I had to pull the blanket on, let me tell you. And so tonight I told Mark, he said, well, I'll run by the store and pick up some mushrooms because I'm wanting to make chicken cacciatore. But instead, he said, you're too tired today to make chicken cacciatore. So I said, grab a whole chicken from the store. I haven't had a whole chicken in 6 months. And I said, I want to roast a whole chicken. Then we're going to have a box of Ben's wild rice. And then I told him he's going to bring me some fresh broccoli and some fresh cauliflower, and I'm going to roast those puppies. So I said, I want a fall meal because this is the first real fall weather we've had. Tonight's going to drop down to 43. So that's like, I've got to get a couple plants in. I've got a couple house plants that are still outside, and they're not going to appreciate this cold snap. And then I said, I'm sorry, I'm embarrassed that I'm not making it, but I said, buy an apple pie that we can put in the oven. And I said, that will be a wonderful first cold night of fall meal. So anyway, if y'all are having any good ideas, let me know. You're working on your pincushion. Yay. And just so you know, Susan, it's not due till November 5th. November 5th is when I need a picture of your pincushion. So, although it's Susan, I'll give you, only Susan, I'll give her until Sunday morning, November 7th. But nobody else gets that extra time because I've got to be able to get the photos. But this is going to be our, if you wish, you can use whatever sashing and binding you want. But in fact, if you are on our groups IO, I have the pattern for this. Very easy. Very, very easy. I have the pattern for this sashing and border on our site. If you're not a member of our site, just shoot me an email at ourtimetoquilt@twc.com, and I will personally send it to you. And so what it's going to be is in between. Instead of just cornerstones in between every block, it's going to be a star, because our theme has been stars and snowballs. And I thought this would be a really cool thing. And don't panic. It's so easy. It's all components. It's just a square in the middle, and you make this it looks like a flying geese, you make it on the piece of strip. The only actual flying geese you have to make are the ones that go in the outer border. And they're very, very easy. The instructions are all there. But I thought, how cool to have a sashing and border that has these. And it is really, 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 trust me, it's a very easy panel to make. When you do the sashing strips on each end, you do what looks like flying geese, just with a square of fabric. You sew diagonally, flip it up, and there you go. So, because I knew I had to make it relatively simple, because we're trying to get these done by Christmas, and mainly I wanted to make it something pretty and striking, something that you'll enjoy each year and look back and say, I made that because of our time to quilt. So anyway, let me show you about this silly necklace before I start sewing. What I did is Joann Fabrics had, let me grab this. Joann Fabrics had a sale, and I'm on a budget. We just put in a new air conditioning for the whole house. So I'm on a budget. So I'm not buying fabric right now. In fact, Pineapple Fabrics is having their big sale November 4th and 5th. I won't be attending. I really need to stay on my budget. But anyway, Joann Fabrics had a sale, and I needed new thread. This is what I use. Coats and Clarks I use to piece. And so let me show you. This is some of it. A couple of them I took upstairs, but it's easier for me just to show you in this bag the colors I use, because I do not match thread to the fabric, meaning if I sew on this, I don't buy that blue. That would be too expensive. Quilting is expensive enough. What I would do to sew that fabric is use this gray. And this is Coats and Clark New Gray. And it's so much less expensive than trying to buy the specifics. And, it's just you're piecing it, so it's not going to show. Save the matching thread for when you do the quilting. But this is all I buy. I buy black and white. Those are, you got to have a black or white. Only one each. Then I buy 2 cream colors, because that's a great light neutral. Anytime I'm using orange, browns, tans, things like that, I will use the cream color, because white stands out like a beacon. But see how the cream kind of recedes. White comes towards you. Black stands out, but the gray disappears. The black comes towards you. So you see right here where I spent my money. And I spent my money on, it's called New Gray. This is my best go-to gray. Now, I do sometimes buy a darker gray and a lighter gray, but 90% of the thread I use is this right here. So, and it works beautifully. You don't have to buy fancy, high dollar. I have used Coats and Clarks to do my piecing for years. I've never had a quilt come apart. I can't afford to be a thread snob, because I'm sorry, that gets expensive. These spools, I looked at all the different spools in Joann, and I did a curbside pickup. These are 400-yard spools. They were $1.78, and they had a 500-yard. It was $2.99. Well, that little pea brain got busy and figured out that the 400-yard was the better deal. So I just thought I'd tell you that's what I bought. Now, while I was online to pick out the thread, I found these buttons. And these were little buttons that had the little thing on the back to stitch them down. Well, they're just cheapy plastic, but it was kind of fun. They were $2 and something on sale. And so I came home and I used some pliers and I cut off the backs, and then I took Mark's Dremel, and he had a tiny little point in it, and I drilled a little hole in the back of the head of the flamingo. Then I put a little tiny screw eye in it, so then I could put it on a necklace. But they're so cheap and lightweight, they flip, they do crazy things. So this is a joke necklace. This is not because I really think it's pretty or it's very effective. It's just for fun because all of you who know me knows that I get a kick out of flamingos everywhere. They're so, in fact, my quilt in the corner over there was in a Mancuso show. So I love my wacky flamingos. So, okay, now, just thought I would show you. I just wanted y'all to get a kick out of that. Some people said, Barbara says my Bernina breaks coats and Clark thread. Now, that is a point. Some of these machines get real picky. And so you find what works for you. And wow, yeah, so you just don't know what your machine likes, but definitely don't, use what works for you. So in fact, with my long arm, I use Glide and Isacord because all the other ones just shred up and constantly break. So, oh, I'm glad Nikki liked this quilt. This is our quilt of this week. And what I did is used mostly Jenny Beyer fabrics. And these squares are, I took her border print and I cut it in sections, pieced it together, and that's how I made these center blocks. So it's kind of like a kaleidoscope effect. Um, so I love my Jenny Beyer fabrics, and I thought this one was going to be all greens and purples, and I really love it. And to help you do a kaleidoscope effect, you could get, I'm going to use this striped fabric because that'll show you really well. You can either make or buy a mirror that is taped on the back, and let me get this down. When you set this, and however wide you hold it will determine how many segments. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, that's odd. I don't think I'd like that. But if you make it a little bit smaller, then maybe you can get 8. You can get 5. There's a pentagon. And 6 is usually the most common. But watch what happens when I move it. The design totally changes. You see that? So getting a two mirrors, and this is not, I don't know if this is real glass. It might be, or it might be a mirrored plexiglass. But this, I bought Marty Mitchell. Got it from my local favorite quilt shop, Sewingly Yours. And you can just move it anywhere and audition the shape you want. When you get it just where you love it, let me find. Well, okay, get it just where you love it, then what I would do is take something and mark the fabric by, see what I'm doing? I'm marking the fabric. Then you take that off, and you know to go ahead and cut this out. This becomes the template. You cut it in the same place all along the strip, because to get that design, you have to cut the same exact place on the line of fabric. Okay? So, and then once I drew it, I would make a clear template of it so you can then piece it and know exactly. You go along and lay it and go, yep, that's it. Because what we did when I took a Jenny Beyer class is we then put a piece, okay, you know where you want it to be, put a piece of clear template on top of this so you can see through it. And then what we would do is on the template, we would draw some of the design so that we could tell exactly when we had it placed just right. So you would do that with like a Sharpie marker, draw on the template plastic, and because you can tell by the curviness of these lines, and you could get an exact like fingerprint of it. So it's very easy to do, and different fabrics will give you different effects. And usually, if the fabric has bold designs, stripes, whatever, it's easy to make that. So, okay. So now I've shown you this quilt, and I just kind of I just decided to do the little kaleidoscope centers for some of the blocks. But you can do it whatever way you want. And I'm going to get ready in a minute to sew this. I'll show you something fun. So yesterday, I spent a couple of hours trimming Maisie. And she's over there laying down, so I'll let her be quiet. But, oh gosh, I'm not used to having a poodle. And poodle fur is more like a sheep and wool than I'm used to. And I tried using the cutters, but I don't have a quality shaver kind of thing. So it didn't really want to work. And I was getting frustrated. So I just scissor cut her. And sadly, I kind of nipped her in two little places. But I was being as careful as I could. But boy, does that wear me out. So as a reward for doing that heavy work, but hey, I saved $40. So, but as a reward, I said, I'm going to go down to the garage to my little craft table and I'm going to do something. And so what I did is I did my first resin work. And one of them turned out pretty good. The other was an abject failure. But I said, I'm learning, that happens. So remember I bought this flamingo form? Well, let's see. I haven't revealed any of these. But let's see. I figured I'll do it in front of y'all. Oh, how cute! Look at these. They look like little gummy things. I put a little glitter in it, and then I used the resin, and then I put in some resin pigment, pink resin pigment. Aren't they cute? Now, I think I would like them even better. I'm going to take some acrylic pens or some kind of really permanent marker, and I'm going to work on the bill and the eye, and maybe I'll even color the legs just a little. Then I thought I probably should have pushed a pen back into them while they were not quite cured, but I'm hoping I can super glue or hot glue a pen back on them. And is that just the cutest? Oh my gosh. Let me see if I can get it to focus in good. Come on, focus. My camera, I'm not sure where the mark is. There. Oh, there we go. How cute is that? So this makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It makes 8 of them. And so that would be a lot. They're coming out pretty good too. One thing I love about silicone forms is you don't have to spray a release agent on them because not much sticks to silicone. And these worked. So I would like these will have to be my little show theme thing, you know. And I'm not going to promise to mail one to everybody yet because I haven't mailed out the rest of the other stuff. But at some point, that's where I'm kind of thinking I'll go with this. And I should keep a few with me. And if I run into a Our Time to Quilt fan, give her one of these. But I think that would be so cute. And so there we go. Well, I'm tickled that I got all of these from it. And it was easy. It was really, really, really easy. The one thing that I had that was a fail was I got a sycamore leaf because we have a sycamore out front and it has these great big leaves. And I tried to pour resin in it. And I don't know how to, I didn't put a release agent and I'm just not, it just kind of pooled in some areas and wasn't much on other areas. So I've still got some learning to do, but I'm very tickled with those. All right. I think, let me see if you have any questions. You want gummies? It does look like gummies, doesn't it? So, yeah, that's, you know, Deb, I got to add that glitter, that bling. I'm a mess. Oh, thank you, Susan, E600. Yes, yes, yes. That is great. I see Barbara talking about Mennonite shop. I love buying fabric, plants, all of that. So, all right, let me finish this last little piece so I can at least show you what this week looks like. And, all right, let me see. I'm being very careful not to move the camera itself, but use these. Oh, this is the little wrench. That's hard to use for Deb. I'm not, you know, I need stuff with handles and, you know, things to make it easy because I whine. All right. Oops. Well, I don't know. Maybe, oh, I don't know. Y'all gonna have to be patient with me because what I need to do, I need to practice on this when it's not a show. But I always forget about that until I'm on the show, and then I realize I don't know how to do it. All right, let me see. This dumb wrench. Then it goes onto the nut thing, and it's hard then to find a way to get it off. Oh, that'll make you nauseous. Hold on, I'm gonna try one more thing. Yeah, I think I need to have some practice time with this camera. Okay. All right. Did I get it? I'm hoping. Let's see. Okay. So I'm just going to, I need to get, I told Mark, I need another camera, one that hangs from the ceiling. But then he said, then you have to have fancy software to run two cameras. And I'm like, I know. And boy, sometimes I'm never satisfied. But okay. So here is my background fabric. And this is the wedge that I have to get ready to sew. You see that I have the abbreviations to remind me where to put what fabric. Because if I don't, I will make a mistake. Trust me, I know. All right, so then I lay this fabric. I've already trimmed that, so I know if I lay this even with it, it's in the right place. What I do next is fold this down. And I'm glad I did because see how I realized I don't have enough fabric there. So when I open this up, I pull it back a little bit, fold it down again. Now I've got enough fabric. So then I'm going to sew. Oh, and just to tell you, Mark and I are going next Saturday to get our booster shot. So I should be here Sunday normally because from what I've heard that it's no worse. In fact, it should be just a touch easier than the first two. And I did pretty darn good. So now I've got this. Now, let me press this real quick. And it'll be good because I'm going to give you an example again, a reminder of how to sew the blocks together. Let me show you. I'm learning as I go along with teaching you that it's really good to repeat the important things because that's the blessing of sewing for as long as I have. Now, well, since y'all are here, normally I just would take and cut that by scissors, but let me do it the proper way because if you're at all new to paper piecing, let me see. Yeah, let me see. Aha! Okay, if you're new to paper piecing, all right, this would help. So what you do is I put this line even with the edge of that paper and then open the blade and cut. Okay. Well, let me try this again. Sometimes if it's just a thread, you can kind of pull it and it'll come loose. But it was just a little bit more than one thread. Oh, and I see something too. My blade this is getting loose. Sometimes you have to check your blades. If you're like me and you have arthritis, it's hard for you to tighten a blade good enough. You don't want that blade coming loose. So now let me give this a good press, and then I'm ready to sew these two together. So I am really tickled at some of the pictures you're sending me. Please keep sending me photos. I love, love, love them. All right, here we go. Now, these two blocks are going to go together, okay? And this time, I had been alternating greens, but I love this polka dot so much. I thought, I'm going to just use it on all of these. All right. Now, this is important. So, unless you're an amazing quilter, pay attention. If you're an amazing quilter, come teach me. All right. So what I'm going to do is right here where this line is and this line, there's an intersection. I'm going to put that pin through like that and see how it comes through perfectly. Then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to push it through right at that intersection. See the pin? Right at the intersection. And I'm going to leave. You see how I leave that pin sit right there? I'm going to come in and even put another one at the next intersection. And you notice I don't match up the edges. I match up the intersections because the edges can be just a touch off. Okay, whoops, hold on. I'm going to bring in a light closer for this because this is too important. So now you've got that pin and you've got that pin. What I'm doing, and Alex Anderson taught me this way back in her HGTV days. All right, so I make sure the pins are standing pretty much up. Right, because if they're standing perfectly straight up, then you know you're right on the money. Now, with that standing straight up, I'm going to put a pin here. Okay? Whoops. Wait a minute. I better go right to the end with this one. I'll go right in this corner. Go right through this corner. So my grandson's now a Marine. He went to boot camp, and we are going to miss him, but it's something he's wanted to do for years and years. And he's such a great kid and such a talented person. So I wish him well. All right. Now I've got it in the corner. All right. I'm going to go ahead and put a pin here. Then I come here, make sure this pin is straight, and I can put another pin here now. Then I will take this pin out. I will come down to the next intersection, put the pin in there, come through the next intersection here. Whoops, there. Whoop, not quite. All right. Come through the next other intersection. Make sure this is straight up and down and pin it here. Okay? And after you don't need that intersection anymore, then you can pull the pin out, move it down to the next place needed. Okay, now I'm going to put this one right in here. And if I don't take the time to do this, then I get very disappointed at the results. Because with paper piecing, if you follow all the instructions, it should really meet beautifully. All right, so now I'm going to get ready to sew this. And see, I've got all my pins. 1, 2, 3, 4 pins. And I've got my stitch length at 1.8. And I take my time and sew right on that line. I have tried thinking I've sewn for 31 years. I don't need to pin. Wrong. That is so wrong. So let's see if I did a good job pinning. Take this out. And I'll open it right in front of you. That's a scary thing, you know. Look at this. You see what pinning by that method makes all the difference. Then I come in here on the back and I finger press open the seam. And I do that because that's a big, bulky seam. And finger pressing it open, then I take it over to the ironing board. Let me move these. Take it over here to the ironing board and run it on the back over the finger pressing. Then I flip it over and give it a good press. Okay, so here is 1/4 of this week's block. And this block is called Snowball and Stars. So it's going to have a round snowball, but a star right in the center. Okay? So now you see why, and this is from Wombat Quilts, a designer named Kathy. And I thank her every week for making these patterns available for free. Okay. There we go. Now let me see if I can make the camera behave again. Yay. All right. So I'm sorry I don't have the rest made, but I will get to it because I'm absolutely loving this quilt. And honestly, now I see the appeal of doing a block a week or a block of the month because it's so much nicer just to be able to focus on one thing. So, okay, let's see this real quick. So on the back here are our other blocks. So I'll put my little partial up here. There we go. So anyway, I think it's going to be a fun quilt. There's so many things for your eye to look at. So the next thing that I'm going to talk about that I think is important, and what owie? You had shingles. Oh, I hate shingles. I Ooh, I wonder if I can find something. I had shingles about 6 years ago. Let me see. Hold on one second. If you if you could please get your shingles shot. You have to be, I think, 60. Check to make sure because it's expensive if you're not of age and your insurance won't cover it. But let me see. Let me see. I'm trying to look for the picture of me with shingles. It. Oh, this is not even the worst. Okay, let me turn you around to show you. I don't ever want shingles again. And this is not even the worst of it. I got it starting from my eye up into my scalp. I had to go to an ophthalmologist because shingles can be on your cornea. And if I had been, oh my gosh, it would have been awful. Let me see. Oh, I don't see any more from that. I wish I could find the worst shingles picture. It was awful. So I am so sorry, Diane 57. But please understand, if you've had chicken pox, you can get the shingles. The chicken pox virus stays in your body. Um, and and so any time when your immune system kind of dips, you could get shingles. So please consider, don't suffer. It's not worth it. And then my son ended up getting shingles right after his wedding. He had been so stressed. Now let me see. Uh, it was. I wish I knew what folder this was in because that was the beginning of shingles. Now, if you get to the doctor quick enough, they can give you an antiviral, and that. Now let me see. Oh, 2008. I had them. Hmm. I didn't think I had them 2008, but who knows? Um, but oh gosh, please do not get shingles. It's not worth it. Oh, it's very painful. Don't let anybody make you feel bad because it's very painful. I thought I had shingles earlier than that, but oh well. I'm not sure where the rest of my pictures are. I've had several laptops since then, and it's somewhere on here. Who knows? But anyway, please be careful. My eyes, swelled. The swelling and the blistering got so bad my eye was shut. So don't get shingles. All right. Yes, it attacks the nerve endings. And if you can't get on a antiviral soon enough, you could have phantom pain for years. So do not get shingles. It's like your skin is on fire. It truly is like that. And when I get stressed, I still have a few pains right in the area where I had the shingles. So, yep, exactly. Uh, who had who had a kidney stone and shingles? Oh my gosh. I had my kidney stone a year ago in August, and that's when they found my tumor. So that was a very wonderful kidney stone. I'm very grateful for, even though I would never wish it on anybody. So anyway, okay, guys. Well, I'm sorry I got off track. You know me, squirrel. But yeah, if it's been 6 months, get your COVID booster, and just remember, 96% of people at the hospital are never had their vaccine. So vaccines are here for a reason, They're here for a reason. All right, guys. So definitely take care of yourself. I mean, we don't think anything about getting a polio vaccine. That has saved so many. There's a lovely lady at my local quilt shop, a customer, and she's always been in a wheelchair. And she told me the story that when she was 6 months old, she went into the hospital for something, and the child in the bed next to her had polio, and they didn't know it yet. Well, guess what? She's always been in a wheelchair just because she was in the hospital next to somebody who they didn't realize had polio. So, vaccines save our lives. And it's like that story where this man is out to sea and he drowns. And he said, God, where were you? And God said, well, I sent a helicopter and I sent a boat. You kept saying no, I was going to save you. And, I ran out of options. So that's what vaccines are. They're here to save us. Thank God. All right. Now, Mark read a story about a couple in Virginia in their 40s, had 4 children, and both got COVID and died. Now the children are orphans. Well, that's a sad thing. All right. I'm having trouble with this, and I think oh, you're probably right, Diane. Viruses can do bad things. So Mark and I were talking about it. If we have to get a COVID vaccination every year, that's what we'll do. And because that, it won't have as much a reaction even in future ones, I'm hoping. I'm having trouble with this, guys. And I keep saying I want to finish this and show you. And I haven't done as much work on it as I was hoping I would have. But I'm thinking, number one, I'm going to pull off this. I think I used a very light color. I was desperate to show shadow and shading, but it's weird. It's too bright. So I think in places like right here, I'm going to go ahead and pull this off if I can. Come on. It's down with Steamacine tooth usable, but I'm pulling that off. I think if I'm going to use sunlight look, I will do something that's not as stark. But if you can give me any hints, I really want to get this finished, but I'm trying to make the leaves look more realistic, and I think I'm now into the cartoon stage. And, I always tell you that these things look more awkward before they get better. But I think that I'm really making some bad choices, and I could use help. Good job. That's what I have here. And I'm thinking do less with fabric and do more like this. That's just too stark, isn't it? So I did a pretty good job on these blossoms because I think they were all within a range. But I think what I'm trying to do is take shortcuts with these leaves because I'm tired of working on it and I just want to get it done. So I think that's my biggest problem. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pull off this one too. All right. So, I think one of my biggest problems is I don't have an image of the leaves to show me how it looks, and I think I'm frustrated. An olive green, yeah, so like a lighter olive. I think I went way too light. Oh, look at this. This is a grunge. And you know how in pumpkins, the leaves kind of get powdery mildew and start looking ucky before, when a pumpkin's already ripe, usually the vine starts to die because it feels like it's done its job. And so maybe trying to do some highlighting, yeah, that would be much better. And let me see, do I have a bridge to even that one? So like maybe Yeah, I think you're right. I think I was trying to go straight from dark to light without using bridge fabric. And you know what a bridge fabric is? A bridge fabric could be, let's say if you started making a quilt and you used this turquoise blue or what is it? There's another royal blue with olive. A bridge fabric would be this one because it would show the two colors together. A brown vine, yes, yes, you're right. Okay. Let's see, I think I have some brown. I need to get more. But is it like a, Susan, you know, because you and Rick garden, is it a gray brown or dark brown? Because I have these browns in my little bag. I don't remember. It's been ages since I grew a pumpkin, and I don't know what color. But I've been wanting to get this done to show y'all because I've been promising y'all I would get it done, but I am just frustrated. So, so I could make some tree bark, okay, tree bark color, okay. So you know what I could do? Look at the back of this. I don't know. What do you think? Would you use the back or the front? And then I can just take this and make some little bias strips, cut a few, and then go ahead and fold it, and fold it. So then I could have it kind of standing out. You know what would be cute? The front? Okay. And you know what would be cute is to put it on a piece of rope and have it be three-dimensional. Okay, let me see if I can find what, yeah, here we go. Woo, I love my junk drawers. I don't throw out anything. Okay, all right. What if I, then I've got to use some pencils. Yeah, I tried using something like this to act like a line. Okay, all right, yeah, I kind of like the color that I chose for the, okay, all right. So use this, and I could have this become 3 dimensional. Yeah, this is awesome. I like that. I like that. It makes me kind of think that maybe I should, because I've already started some trapunto with the pumpkin. When it comes time to cook it, I'm going to put another couple layers. No sound. Uh, Can you hear me now? Yay. Okay. So these batteries are no good. I will get rid of those. Thank goodness my IT man keeps me so well supplied. Okay. Thank you for telling me. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. And boy, Diane 57 did little. She knows have to work hard to get Deb's attention. Okay, so I like this then. I'm going to find the perfect brown. I'm going to, oops, go back down. I'm going to wrap it with the fabric around, what did I do with with this roping. So which means I'll probably put it on after I quilt it. But maybe I'll dip it under something, but all right, good. Y'all gave me some great ideas to work with. Gosh, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. And then I did bring my ink tints, and I've got some paint brushes, and I've got my gel medium. So I want to do a good amount of shading. So like I'll come in here and do the shading on the indentation. So that's what I'll work on. Now let me see. So I have done, let me see, I've gotten some ink tints down in here, and I'm just going to show you how the color develops once you put the gel on. Let me see. I think it's not as dark. Let me go with a slightly darker brown. And, oh yeah, here we go. All right, now let me turn the light on. I'm hoping you can see this. Now, this is, I didn't plan on doing this today, but this is a good way to show you what ink tints can do. The sun is, you always have to know where your sunshine is coming from. So on this side, I want to use a brighter color, okay? And I don't put it all the way down in the indentation. I took some light orange, and now I'm going to put some yellow on top of the light orange and dip my brush back in the gel and come in here. And oh, I don't know if the light will allow you to see, but it really does bring up the color. And let me go back over here so I can show you on another one. And what I'm trying to do is add shadowing to make it look even more dramatic. Now I'll come over here with the yellow. And I'm going to put a little yellow on this highlight of fabric that I put on it. Okay. Now, this is what I love about ink tints. And please remember, once this is dry, you will then, once this is dry, you will iron it. And the heat will set the color. Okay. So put a little more, and this will just really make it look like a heavily lobed real pumpkin. And this is also a good time to use the white, because you can come in here with the white and make your highlights kind of sing. Let me see if turning this off will help a little too. But I think that you can see the difference in these two versus like this lobe here and these. And then I will put veining. Like I will come in here in this stem and give it the gnarliness it needs, like that. And let me see. I'm even going to take the white and put a little, but I hadn't started on the paint yet. But now let me see what that does to it. I think, well, let me see if I can turn my light back on. I know, sidetracked again. Here I go. I tell you what, we don't tease me about squirrel for nothing. All right, so now, let me see. Let me put this, I got to put the lid on because I'll get sidetracked again and then spill it. All right, so let me put these back. I'm going to make sure to wipe off my brush before it dries so I don't ruin it. All right, so now let me put these aside. And this is Inktense 24, and it is for fabric. Really important. All right, so now look at the pumpkin and see if you see more definition. So I think that what I did, yeah, if you look at them compared to the others, it really brings that depth in. So I'm going to use the Inktense on all the leaves, on the vines, everything in here. I will do with that. Okay. I know. I wish we did live closer. Wouldn't it be fun to get together and work on this stuff? Because one of the things I love is I use y'all all the time to help me figure out how I can make my work better. And that's a good thing because, you know, having each other to bounce ideas off, that is a very good thing. So, and I'll hold this up this way to see. And I think it's good that I took off most of that. I've got a few more now. Holding this up, taking a picture of it is another good way. It tends to make you see it more starkly. Oh, I think I showed you that I'm making a baby quilt for my nephew. Now the problem is getting the quilt that's on the frame off so I can go ahead and get it, get this quilted. But I want to hurry up and get it to the baby. So he's going to be a month old soon. So anyway, but I'm just about there. I just need to put a little final touch. These buttons itch me. I need to put a final touch on the border, get it on the frame. All right, thank you for helping me with that quilt. You've given me a new idea about where to go. Let's look at your photos now. I really appreciate it. And if you would like your photos shown during our show, which we love because it teaches us and it inspires us, seeing your work, it gets me excited to make my own. So it's important, but send your photos to ourtimetoquilt@twc.com. All right, here we go. Let's go see your work. As soon as I can find my mouse. Now see, I got so excited about Susan today, I just am off my game. Here we go. But I am tickled about these. I love those little things. Okay, here we go. All right. Going to photos. Come on. My mouse goes to sleep, so I have to kind of whack it. All right, let me come up here. And Alberta sent me 2 new photos. And this is her. Now, I'm getting a little confused about which Alberta, so I do apologize if the other Alberta is here. But this is Alberta's crumb quilt, and I'm really liking it right now. She's working on trying to figure out what pattern she wants to use for it. Then this is an Alex Anderson beginning of COVID quilt. And she's got it hanging in her kitchen. I think that is wonderful. All right, now we're going to go to Miss Beverly, who's here, and we're hoping will join our group. And she's doing a block at a time, block of the month, block of the week, block of the day. I'm not sure which one, I forgot now, but it's supposed to be like a quilt of valor, and she's making it for her dear husband. And that is lovely, Beverly. Way to go. We can't wait to see what this looks like when you're done. Please send us a photo. Very nice. All right. Now, Miss Bonnie. I went to check out Miss Bonnie's blog spot and found the cutest test quilt she did. And look at this, Nora the bear. Is that cute or what? How cute. She says you can't see the quilting because it's done with a silvery thread. I bet you that's gorgeous. Way to go, Miss Bonnie. All right. Whoops. Let me now go to Carol, who has been very, very busy. And she's doing our Christmas block of the week. And her fabric selection really just bowled me over. Beautiful fabric selection. To me, with the way she has cut the fabrics, it looks like kaleidoscope. Just gorgeous. Then this is part of a scroll she's made. Look at all the handwork. Hey, Susan, she's doing stuff with silk ribbons. There's beading, hand embroidery. Look at that. Beautiful. I wish Alexis was here. I think she'd like that too. But look at this fabric. Is that just it? That fabric just makes these patterns sing. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, I'm not sure what this one is. I think she must be doing a new type project with like a sashiko. I'm sorry, I forgot to look at that one. Oops, sorry guys, Martin just came home and the dogs are barking. But I love her fabrics. Oh, look at this cute doll she made. How cute is this thing? You know, that would be a fun thing to try at some point. Maybe she can give us some hints on how to make your own doll. That would be cool. All right, now we're going to go to, I guess we can go to me real quick. I don't think, I might have a video at some point to show you, but let me see. Now that it's so cold, I just thought I would show one more time a beautiful plant I have outside because I won't have many weeks longer to enjoy this. The caladiums are already starting to droop. This was me. Mark and I took Gromit during our staycation, and we went to see Moravian Falls. It is so beautiful. Grommy loved going bye-bye. And there's a old ancient water wheel. There's Mark and I. Too many wrinkles on that face. Okay, this is a cute picture. What happened is Maisie, just before this, Maisie had been up and barking. And we're trying to teach her because with 3 little dogs, there's too much barking sometimes. So we have this little collar that if they keep barking, it will shock them. And we've tested it on ourselves. It's mild, but it's enough to get their attention. Well, she must have shocked herself at one point because when Mark held it up and said, "Do you want the collar?" she jumped on the couch and tried to hide behind Gromit. So that's our newest thing. All we have to do now when she gets barking too much is say, "Do you want the collar?" Here she is today because I spent hours yesterday grooming her. And she wanted her sweater put on because she's like, it is way too cold. But she loves having her sweater put on. This is oatmeal on a floor. My grandson, Russell, who has always been the perfect child, found the Quaker Oats oatmeal and had a good time. And here he is. What did I do wrong? He knew he was in trouble. And there's his little brother laughing that he got in trouble. And that's my younger Donnie, who's a year and 2 months. I love this funny. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. I feel like a failure. I've been shopping for fabric and quilting supplies for 20 years, and I still don't have what I need. Thank goodness. I hope it's always that way. Here is my son and my youngest grandson, Donnie. And boy, they kept saying there was a resemblance in the boys. And I didn't see it, but now I see it. Now I see it. So there they are together. I'm so lucky. Even though my son lives 6 hours away, he keeps me up to date with photos. Thank goodness for cell phones. It makes it so easy. They were at a venue last week. They did a live performance up in Maryland, and this is right on the water. Boy, I bet you that's nice. Okay, here are my two grandsons. I sent them some Halloween books, Pout Pout Fish, and there they are with their new books. Gosh, look at that little face. Don't you just love those cheeks? He is so sweet. All right. And here is one more. Oh, this is actually the video of the falls. Now, let me see. I've got to make sure I turn up my volume. Let's see if you can hear it. Isn't that amazing? Nature can be so beautiful. And the old water wheel is right over here. I need to learn more history about it. But that water running constantly, it might get a little loud after a while, let me tell you. Okay. I think, let me see. Oh, I'm not going to show this video, but the whole video, but this was the Stories of the Stitch that I judged last month. Okay. Let me go back. Whoops. Hold on. Here we go. One more view to celebrate this crisp autumn day. My daughter's beautiful portscape. My gosh, that's pretty. Beautiful, beautiful. All right. And since I got permission from David, I can show you my daughter, Katie, my middle child, and her husband, David, at a covered bridge. Isn't that beautiful? And a cute little Snoopy. Let's enjoy fall. Isn't that sweet? I loved Snoopy. All right. Now let's see what Dolores. Oh, and Dolores, you'll be happy that I spelled your name correctly. Yes, finally. Okay, here are her Christmas. Sorry, I'm having trouble with this camera. Okay, it wants to keep moving. I love this. And I love that she used the kind of marble fabric. It gives it a sense of depth, doesn't it? It looks like it curves out. I love it. Isn't that is awesome. So y'all are doing a great job. She wanted to show me, this is a landscape that she did with her own ideas for Mountain Group. And she's not finished, but she had another item that needs to be on her design wall. So I love it, what she's done. Here's the one she did that we were all working on. Beautiful, beautiful. Another Christmas block of the week. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, I think that, way to go, Miss Dolores. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get y'all confused. Okay, now Miss Jody. I've got to contact Miss Jody. I haven't heard from her. I want to make sure she's okay, and probably very busy at work. But here are her wonderful blocks. And if she possibly has time, I know she's working on them. She's extremely productive, very, very hardworking. Kim Hicks sent me her crumb quilt, and I love that it's done with a charcoal gray as her neutral. Isn't that awesome? Really, really like that. Okay, now let's see where else we're going to go. I haven't heard from my Linda Mack, and I hope she's feeling okay. She battles some chronic conditions, and she's such a dear love. I need to reach out to her again, make sure she's okay, because she's a dear lady. So that's in honor of our Miss Linda, who we love. Okay, let's see. And I'm hoping to hear from, I wrote a little email to check in with our Cheryl Lemon, and I hope to hear from her. And look at this. This is Miss Lisa made this. She just sat down. This is what I love, and I want to learn more of this. She sat down and gathered components and just let her creativity go with her. Isn't that amazing? I love it. I love this edge, too. That's a perfect frame. It's still got that very ethereal, very light, wispy look, but it gives a frame to that. So way to go, Miss Lisa. We can't wait to see more of your work. Okay. Then Miss Mary, she has been a busy lady with the quilt blocks. And there we go. My focus has been slow lately, I noticed. But I love Miss Mary's blocks. I love how this forms a Christmas wreath. Great choice of colors for that. And her fussy cutting. Look at the fussy cutting of the snowmen. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. Those are cactus points. Great job, Miss Mary. All right, now is there anything else? Miss Marcia has been busy with her crocheting, and I'm hoping to see her make some good paper beads too. She seemed excited about those the other night. I love seeing her work. Her crocheting is absolutely gorgeous, so straight and beautiful. Then Miss Melanie. I wanted to show you this, Miss Susan. This is a 1,900-pound pumpkin. Is that incredible? And then this wonderful work of art. She went to a garden show where they had all of the fall scenes set up, gardens, and this work was there. And it's all hardscape, throwaway things, and like metal from the necks of wine bottles, just all kinds. And it's just amazing what work of art you can create from what's considered trash. So I thought that was wonderful. And then here is her pumpkin quilt, because we are celebrating fall today. Thank you. I love how Miss Melanie sent us. We did a whole tour with all of her photos the other week. So look back to that if you'd like to see that garden center. All right, pin cushions. I've got pin cushions here for our contest. So make sure you send me your photos. Look at this wonderful cat quilt that Miss Polly made. Love it, love it. Okay, now let's go back here. And we might be I think we're done for now. I'll have to get with Miss Susan, because I know that Miss Susan's probably been pretty busy And I'd love to see any new work she's doing. I don't know how she works full time. Oh, the sun has hit a place. Hold on 1 second. I know with full time work and getting ready to get her farm and stuff, we've got to. I don't know how she does the quilt testing too. I had to finally quit because I was a terrible quilt tester, and the pressure was getting to me to get them done so quickly. So let me see. Okay. There was something else I wanted to show you, and now I have forgotten what it is. But, okay, hold on. All right. Marcia did enjoy those beads. That's so cute. Oh, you had stepped over to your sewing machine? That pumpkin is amazing. I thought you and Rick would appreciate that. That is huge. And you know, there's a whole art to growing a giant pumpkin. And you have to pinch off to the very best baby pumpkin. Pinch all the other ones off. Leave that one on the vine. It has to be a breed of pumpkin that grows giant pumpkins. Then you have to fertilize it and compost it. And then you have to set the pumpkin on something soft as it grows because the weight is just so unbelievable. And you don't want anything to eat it. You like fence it around, protect it and keep putting soft things under it. And that's a job. That is an absolute job. But when you get a prize for the biggest pumpkin, you have done something. That's a lot of catering to that. You sent me the Nora quilt? The Nora. Oh, let me see if I can find it, girlfriend, because I love showing your work. It's always so inspiring. Okay, let's see. Oh, don't see it yet. Wait a minute. I'm looking. Hold on. Let me see. Oh, Lisa sent me another. Oh, my goodness. I had a backup. I am so sorry. I had a backup of email. Oh, Lisa, that's so pretty. Oh, Miss Mary, hold on. I'm going to show y'all some things, okay? I'm going to show y'all some things. I don't want you to see my private stuff. But here we go. This is too wonderful. Here, Miss Mary sent her block number 7. Very, very good. Okay. Then let me show you. Lisa sent another work, and I'll show this one again Sunday because I want to show it in all of its glory. Look at this. Isn't that wonderful? And now, by taking a piece of old crocheted lace and putting it in a work, it's not just sitting somewhere, not being seen. That is beautiful. Love, love, love it. Gosh, Miss Lisa, I want to try things like that. Okay, then here is Mary's kitty. Oh, look at that. It's a tortoiseshell or calico kitty. Yeah, I first thought it was a tortoiseshell, and then I saw the white on the chest and thought, oops. And if I'm right, that is a female kitty because males are hardly ever calicos. That's cute, 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 okay? Now hold on. I'm trying to show you pictures that I haven't downloaded yet, so I'm trying to protect. Okay. Aha. Barbara has sent some photos. Let me see. Oh, wow. Wow. Hold on. Whoops. Hold on. Let me try to. Oh, I can't get this up without. Miss Barbara, I'll have to show yours next week, sweetie, because I can't do it without revealing your email address, and I like to protect your privacy. So I'll show yours next week. Thank you for sending them to me. And now we know that we have some good things to see next week. Okay. Oh, Cheryl Hogan is here. Sewing, alterations work. You know what? I sewed some alterations for a while, and I had some problems while doing it. Number one, nobody wants to pay you for your time. And they're like, you're going to charge how much to alter that or to hem it or whatever? Then number two, you have to take certain measurements, and they will sit there and argue with you that your measurements are wrong. And if you use what they want you to use as the measurement, you know it's not going to fit. And what was the other one? I think they want them done yesterday. So I stopped doing alterations after a while. It was too much stress. But I admire you, Miss Cheryl. You have the patience of Job, let me tell you. All right, I think I'm about done. But I'm going to show off one more time my little flamingo pins. So I think that is so cute. Let me see if I can get it to focus again, because you got to see all my glitter I put on there. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? So anyway, all right. Are there any questions that any of you have that you'd like to ask me? And I promise I'll get together a really informative show for next week. But I had so much fun Thursday night showing all the paper beads. So, and Susan, as soon as we get your Nora quilt, I would love to see it. I would love to see it. All right, guys. It's so good to see all of you. Jody is working on the Christmas block. She shared him on Jitsi yesterday. Okay, I will get with her and see what she's doing. All right, anything else? I love glitter too. Sparkle makes me happy. But that's why, my garden out back, all my hanging pots and my hanging doodads I get from the dollar store. And Mark says it looks like a bordello out here. And then that's when I know I'm on the right track. So just keep adding a little bit more. All right, ladies, y'all are the best. Thank you for spending this time with me again today. I'll come up with some good things for next week, I promise. And have a good October week. And yes, and remember, you can't take care of others until you take care of yourself first. And what would they do without you? So I will see our art quilt people on Thursday. I'm going to be back to art quilt making. And I'm still trying to decide between a couple of ideas. But we are soon going to be back to that. And then I'll see you all next Sunday. All right. Well, take good care. And, Sonia's here. I didn't see my Sonia. Hi, beautiful lady. She's such a lovely lady. Oh, that's wonderful. All of you take really, really good care of yourselves. Okay, everybody? All right. Send me some photos. I love to see what you're working on. All right. Take good care. Get your pin cushions done. Get the photos into me by November 5th. All right. Bye, guys. We've got a good number of them coming in, so I'm excited. All right. Bye-bye, guys. Have a great week. Stay warm.